But I think we need to ask a very hard question. After the dust settles, what actually have we gained? What have the government gained? Come to think of it, we destroy these houses, this mansion, and we erase the history behind this, because the child that will be born in 2027 or even that will be born today might not get to know what happened. He will only hear that, oh, this was... Hey guys, kudos to the Edo State government for a job well done by apprehending these criminals and also by making sure that Edo State is becoming safer for everyone. And also kudos to the police and every individual, the vigilante, the leaders of the state that put work and actions into making sure that these guys are found and they are apprehended. I want Edo to become more strategic in dealing with things like this, because I think we are great people and we are the heartbeat of the nation. I think we can do better. I don't really see why the Edo State government think by destroying or bulldozering these houses or the property that belongs to this criminal is the best approach. This is where I just have a little bit of but. I think we are not really dealing with justice here. This is my point. I think we are not dealing with justice. I think this property that belongs to these guys could be used for another purpose. This is just my point. And Edo State people, I want you guys to share this video and let it reach the government, let it reach the people of the state, let everybody get to know, because I think every few months we watch our governor and the people that hold power, destroying property that belongs to syndicate and criminals. I'm not saying these guys are justified or they should be justified because because of the actions, but what I'm trying to say is that every few months we see these guys, being apprehended and they bulldozer their houses. And I have a question, like, what happened after the bulldozering? What happens after the pull downs of these mansions? What happened to the land? What happened to the property actually? So what happened? Nothing. We don't know anything about it anymore. The people shares, we clap, we feel like justice has been done or be served, but I think we need to ask a very hard question. After the dust settles, what actually have we gained? What have the government gained in terms of destroying these buildings and these mansions? What have they gained? And I will be frank to tell you that nothing. We are left with empty lands, and imagine we are left with bills, because it was money that was used to destroy these properties. Nothing. The core problem must be dealt with. I think if you look at the cost of destroying these mansions, the rent, the bulldozer, the machineries, the fuel, the security, the manpower, and even the government being on site, this is actually resources. Instead of we spending this money, in bringing down these luxurious houses and expensive garbage that these people think they have achieved, why don't we do something strategic? Why don't we take another route? Why don't we do things differently from how we have been doing it? Because I think worse still, this is a reactive approach. It does not stop any crime. It only punish after the damage has been done. We are always catching up. We are always responding, never getting ahead. This is not governance. This is like a trademark of chaos. Things have happened. Now we are trying to react. We are trying to catch up. We are trying to make sure that, we serve justice. But I don't think this is justice. So here is my proposal for the Edo State government and for everyone, watching this video. Make sure you share this video to the government. Make sure they see it. Make sure they view this video, because it's very, very important to stop destroying and start converting this property. When I mean converting, it's time we become more strategic in how we deal with crime in the state. Let enforce balance into the system. Do not just seize the property, seize it and seal it and repurpose it for the common good, repurpose it for the betterment of the people. Why do you destroy a house that maybe take millions to build, and then it just end like that? What happened to the land later? Who is going to be in charge of the land? The government, the people, minister, whoever? I don't know. But let's start to do things differently. Let's create a law. I said before, repurpose the land, seal it, and then create a law that permanently guide this property or this asset, that they cannot be altered or changed. They cannot be altered or changed by any government, coming or past. Nobody can change it, except it passed through the due process, which the government can also write down in the future, that, okay, if something have to change, this is what can change, this is what cannot change. Let's make it to become a symbol of justice and for good services, for public good services. I think this is a good approach. Instead of just destroying these things, why don't we make sure that we can also repurpose it, from mansion to a museum? For example, turning evil into good, why don't we change the approach? Why don't we see that these mansions can be changed into a museum? Why don't we think that this villa can become a symbol, or this villa with swimming pool can become, for example, a community skill hub for youth that are coming? And come to think of it, we destroy these houses, this mansion, and we erase the history behind this, because the child that will be born in 2027, or even that will be born today, might not get to know what happened. He will only hear that, oh, this was... It might not even hear, because if that land is bought by a government and by a public a servant or somebody in the government, and he built another mansion there, nobody knows what happened except you are related to that family. But my point is, why don't we turn this mansion into a monumental buildings that the government can use to serve the people, And then by doing that, we create a law. And this is the catch. The government will create a law that states that nothing can change this building. They can restructure it, maybe modernize it inside, but outside remains the same. And then you put it out there like a museum, like a skill acquisition hub for the youths, the unborn children of Edo State. Now, the third one is moving from reactive actions to a proactive actions. For example, why don't the government, till now, why can't the Edo State or the Nigerian police force has a single number that you can call nationwide, and the police from different states will be reached? Why don't we have this kind of approach? Why don't we become more strategic? Now, let's think about the future. Why spending all this energy being reactive and finding criminal? We could actually set up, a task force that can actually find these criminals before they are being even engaged in what they are planning to do. Let's not confuse ourselves. I think we are in the 21st century, and the government can do better. I think so. And also, I think the government can also create, for example, a massive community awareness where the people can gather and get information about what is happening around there. For example, the government can create a community awareness campaign, market, school, churches, malls, where people can go and get information, teach them what crime looks like, take them to this mansion and show them this is what happened when you go into crime. Your property, whatever you have when you are caught, will be turned into government property, and it will be used for a skill acquisition center. And we cannot overemphasize this. I think the government need to empower the youth. You cannot take crime away from youth when they are not engaged. I think we all know this. If somebody is not engaged, is disengaged. So it will always find something to engage himself. So I think the best thing the government can do is to build in every local government. I know this is a bit challenging for the government, but I think they can build a skill acquisition center in every for the youth in every local government of the state around the country, actually around the country. We can do this. And lastly, I think Edo State can be the lead here. Let's take action. Edo State, you can do it. I know you can become the role model for every other state. We are doing great work, but kudos again to the Edo State government. So I'm calling on the Edo State government again to stop demolishing the houses, the mansions that belongs to individuals that are caught in any kind of crime. Let's start to make this building a future reference. Let's start to make this building a symbol of justice to everybody, not just by destroying it and erasing the history behind what happened. I think we can do better. Edo State, you are leading, and I know you can do. Thank you everyone that shared this video, and please make sure this video get to the right people, and see you for the next time. Bye bye.